note the recent news of the approval of the sum of $1.5 billion, about 575 billion naira, for the immediate commencement of rehabilitation work on the 32-year-old Port Harcourt refinery, faced at an estimated completion period of 44 months. That's approximately 4 years. With a 3 components funding from Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation NNPC, internally generated revenue IGR, budgetary allocations provisions, and Afrexim Bank. Aware that the Port Harcourt refinery is located in Elisha Eleme, southeast of Port Harcourt, operates 2 oil refineries, including an oil plant commissioned in 1965 that can process 60 barrels per stream day of crude, as 60,000 barrels per stream day of crude, as well as a new plant commissioned in 1989, which has a capacity of 150,000 barrels per stream day of crude. Concerned that NNPC had allegedly spent about 25 billion in turnaround maintenance of refineries in the past 25 years. This latest prevailing development is coming after promises by the government after promises by the current government that government would no longer spend on the facility. Previous rehabilitations notwithstanding, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation NNPC audit report had last year reviewed that 3 of the nation's 4 refineries recorded 1.64 trillion naira cumulative losses in their 2014 to 2018 details. Despite processing no crude oil in June last year, the 3 refineries still cost the country 10.23 billion naira in expenses. The 3 refineries processed no crude oil because of the rehabilitation works being carried out on them. Therefore, there was no associated crude plus freight cost for the 3 refineries since there was no production, but operational expenses that amounted to 10.27 billion naira. This resulted in an operating deficit of 10.2 billion naira by the refineries, Mr. Speaker. Concerned that just in July 2017, major structural construction began at the Dangote refinery, 650,000 barrels per day refineries with partial refining capability likely in 2022. The same lag period that rehabilitation will be carried out on the 210,000 barrels per day Port Harcourt refineries. Deeply worried by the public uproar on these latest initiatives, the voice of the National Assembly must be recorded to ensure judicious use of the proposed $1.5 billion, considering the fact that the facility has failed to perform after years of rehabilitation, repair, stroke maintenance. The House therefore resolves, 1, to mandate the House Committee on Petroleum Resources downstream to carry out an investigative hearing and conduct a comprehensive audit of funds previously spent on the rehabilitations to repairs and maintenance of the Port Harcourt refineries and the key performance indicators therefrom. 2, to mandate this committee to examine the performance bond, assurance, warranties, and guarantees put in place for operating and maintaining the plants after commissioning, and report to the House for further legislative action within 6 weeks. 3, to urge the federal government to grant license and provide incentives for the building and construction of modular refineries. And 4, finally, House Committee on Compliance to ensure compliance to this resolution of the House. I so move, sir.
But I also want us to add that the remaining refineries, Kaduna and Warren refineries, are also incurring losses and are deficit institutions. It would be better for us while inquiring on Port Harcourt refinery that is awarded, because we can't leave those assets, that the Committee on Petroleum Resources should also include Warri Refinery and Kaduna Refinery in assessing the status of those refineries in their investigation.